You know the story by now, the narrative. It has been COVID everywhere. It has been a massive technological change everywhere. And in a way, we were tremendously lucky that we were even able to make this change. But now the hard work is starting. Now, as the dust settles, we are finding there are lots of issues out there. And as you know, because you've tuned in for this webinar, security is a big concern. And there is, in a way, what I would call a security transformation underway. Things that we didn't even do a few years ago, or things that were really on the periphery of what you could do in security, are now becoming very much mainstream. And today we're going to touch on that. We're going to look specifically at attacks and email security. When we get to the end of it, you can throw those pertinent email security and general security questions out there, and we'll hear more from Mariana. Without further ado, thank you, Mariana. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, James, and thank you everyone for tuning in today and joining us in this session. First of all, I promise it will not be a doom session. There is a lot out there to be upset and worried about, and exactly as James has said, 94% of all cyber attacks are starting in the inbox.
When I go to attachment, I see it's a zip file, and banks don't send zip files. And then I look a bit closer to the email itself, and then it says, we would like to update your details, etc., etc. Those are two very common ways that they try and catch us out in these things. A nicely built email, the domain is spoofed, everything is fine there, but if it wasn't for the fact that there was a zip attachment, if it was a PDF, I might have even clicked on it. Are these the kind of basic steps, best practice steps that an AI would then interpret and do on its own, kind of this logical thinking of connecting those dots and saying, A and B don't quite add up here, even though it is very subtle?
Yes, I think that that's a very good summary of it. But you have gone ahead a step forward and said already to me that it was unusual to receive a zip file because it was from a bank and they don't tend to do that. How do you know that? You know this because you have learned it through the power of observation. That is exactly how the AI also learns, is based on that contextual learning. Imagine if it had been an insider at the bank that was actually sending you a correspondence from the bank and it was a rogue trader. How would you protect against that? So that is that intuition, that power of the personalization and the customization of the self-learning AI that, as you said, I would encourage everyone, try it. You will see firsthand in your own environments what is getting through those existing security measures that you already have. And don't panic. We can do something about it, right?